Hello everyone, welcome to my video. A couple weeks ago I was making some cards and I was doing a bunch of different techniques on them, and I thought this would be fun to share with everyone some of the things I'm doing here because it's always fun to learn a new technique. So I have these 3 cards that I'm going to show you today and the techniques that I used on them. So let's start with this card first, and I want to show you how I made this little piece right here. Now it's called an ombre. I hope I said that right. Ombre technique. And what you do is you take your stamp. Here I have sunshine, and I'm going to take some dark blue ink and ink up my stamp all over. Then I'm going to stamp it on my scrap paper or my scrap pad here, and then just ink up the bottom half of it. And let's stamp that right on our paper here. Okay, just like that. And can you see how that fades down from light to dark? Pretty cool, huh? So let me spray that off real quick because blue stains, and I'm very particular about my stamps. I don't like them stained. Okay, now the next part of this technique, we're going to take the sunshine, and it got a little crooked there. So let me show you this. What you do if you want your stamp to be straight on your block is you drop it on your paper, on your table, then you just pick it up with your stamp, and then it would be nice and straight. So let's ink that up with the dark blue ink again. Stamp it right above the sunshine. It's kind of hard to see with the camera right here. I can't get where I want to really see it, so I got it up a little bit high, but that's okay. And wash that off real quick. Now the next part, we're going to take some yellow, and we're going to turn our stamp upside down. So we're actually using the back side of our stamp, which you don't do very often. And this right here, what I'm doing is just kind of rubbing off any dust that might be on there or stickiness or whatever. Okay, now we do the same thing. We ink it up with our yellow. We stamp that off on our scrap paper, and then we ink up the bottom part of it again. Okay, then after you've done that, you come over here and you line it up right on your blue part that you stamped already. And hopefully oh, it came off the block. I was gonna say, oh, it's ruined, but it just came off the block, so I couldn't see it. But there, it turned out very nice. Can you see how it goes from yellow to dark, or from light to dark? You can't really see too well on camera, but it does. It goes light to dark. So that is the technique on that card. Now, let's do this one over here. I did the same thing with the super birthday party. I stamped it off, and then inked up the bottom part so it was dark again. Okay, what I want to show you on this card though is this flower, how to make it so it's kind of 3D-ish. I don't know if you can see that too well, but so what you do is you get some kind of a pad. If you don't have this foam stuff, you can use a mouse pad, a foam piece of foam, just something that will give it some cushion. Then what you do is spray the back sides of your flowers, and I already did this once and I messed it up, so I didn't have any more pieces that I could use. So anyway, you'll get the idea. But you don't want it really, really damp. You just want to spray a little bit of water on there, kind of pat it in. Then you need some rounded ball type tools. Now, Heartfelt Creations sells a whole set of these that are really nice. Cricut used to sell some. I imagine they still do. These I actually found at my Joann's store in the polymer clay section. So they're used for polymer clay. But just, you know, a rounded ball tool. So then you take that, and let's use the little one first, and you go around the edges of your flower, go around the petals, and you just want to kind of start rubbing them so that they are curling up, and giving them a little bit of texture there. And you do the same on all pieces. So on my card I have 4 pieces. Right here I just have 2 to show you. But you do the same thing on all 4 pieces. Then once you've done that, you flip it over. And I'm going to take the bigger tool now, and you start going around the center. So your petals are kind of bending down, and then your center brings it up into a cup shape. And that just looks really nice. So once you've done that, then you take some liquid glue, put a little bit in the center, and glue those together. And you would do that with all 4 pieces, or however many pieces you want to do for your flower. Okay. Then what I like to do once they're all glued together is just kind of round out the center some more. And then it makes, you know, all of it kind of cup together, and you have this nice little 3D flower. Then for your leaf, you do the same thing. You spray it again with water. You go around the edges. And what I like to do, if it's this kind of a big leaf, is take my fingers and kind of smush it, make the little center vein there, and just kind of smush it together, and then I have a really pretty, almost lifelike leaf to go with my 3D flower. So that is the technique on that card. Okay, now we have 1 card left, and for this card I just had a bunch of leftover pieces from other projects. So I just had a bunch of pieces I didn't really want to get rid of, even though some of them are just kind of small. You know, it's still kind of a fun little pattern, and I didn't really want to throw it away. So I decided to make some cards just using these extra pieces. So what you do there is take your card base. I got my pieces in here. And just start grabbing them, putting them on your base however you think it looks nice. I liked this vellum paper with the gold polka dots on it. This piece right here, I would have thrown away. It's too small to keep, so I would have thrown it away, but I still had it, and I stuck it on there. Thought that looked really nice. This piece actually goes to the first card I showed you, but it matches, so if I wanted to, I could throw it on there too. You know, just take some extra pieces and start throwing them on your card and see what you come up with. You might be surprised. Okay, now, after we've done our back part of the design, I want to show you how to make this celebrate part. And so let's stamp our celebrate. The celebrate doesn't really have anything to do with the technique I'm going to show you, but it'll just look nicer than showing you on a blank piece of paper. So let's stamp that on there. Okay. And of course I'm cleaning off my stamp. That's just what I do. So now I want to make this nice little edge here. And if you had a piece of ribbon, you would fold your ribbon in half and cut it at an angle, and you would get that nice little cut. but you don't want to fold your paper because then you'd have a crease in your paper. And you really don't want a crease in your paper. So this technique is really cool. What you do is you find the center and you cut up, probably about 1/4 of an inch or so. Then you go to the corner, right at the corner, and you cut towards that center that you just made. And go to the other side and cut towards that center again. And there you have that nice little ribbon edge. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm going to call it because it sounds good and I like it. So, okay, now as you can see on here, I inked my edges. You can really see it there the best, but I inked all my edges. So let me show you how I did that. Take the same color that I stamped it in, and I just slid my paper edge along, kind of flicked it a little bit. Did that on all 3 sides anyway. Okay, can you see the ink on there now? All right, and then to do the ribbon edge, I just put it around the side of my ink pad. Kind of rubbed it on there. And then I was able to get that ribbon edge too. So on my card I did both edges, cut both edges, which you can do, and have a nice little, you know, it just makes a little bit nicer, those little extra steps that you take. And then my flower I did the same way. And my leaves, I kind of textured them like I did on that other card. So those are the 3 cards I wanted to share with you today and the techniques that I used on them. And then I have one more tip for you. I just saw this recently at a workshop I had. We all have these pop dots that we use, and you know, you take your dot, you stick it on your design, and you pop it up on your card or your scrapbook page, whatever you're doing. Well, one of my ladies had used up all the dots, and so after she'd left, I noticed that she'd thrown this away in one of my little garbage cans that I have sitting on the desk. And I thought, oh no, you don't want to throw this away because there's all of this that you can use. Sorry, excuse me. So what you do is you just cut off however much you need. You peel that off and you stick it on the back of your card, and it really doesn't matter what shape it's in because no one's going to see it, right? So don't go throwing those away. You have all of this that you can still use, and that's my biggest tip of the day, I think, for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any questions you have or techniques you would like to learn, just let me know in the comments and I will try to make a video for you. I've been stamping for a long time, many years, and so I've learned a lot of techniques over the years that I can share. And if you have any advice for me on how to make these videos better, I would love to hear your suggestions as well on that, because I am just starting out with them and I want them to be nice for you. So thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you later.